living in the concrete jungle. Where the vines latch on and the time catch on to a nigga anytime he stumble. When the nine latch on to the hip pack on with the zip. With the song and the hoop go along with the strip. From the nine block that belong to the Chris. From the sass on to the mask on but the list. Dispatch on and the track on got a dip. Big crowd by the Oxychino spot. Ain't proud of the pasta Nemo got either jammed up. God took his hand and we couldn't man up. Time to the sand up. When a nigga laid down his heat, got his hand up. Or died to police with a nigga hands up. Single moms in the house, then the canned up. Tryna flick grands and we scared get a band up. Cause he broke out here. Rain hard, never been cash crops, only brought smoke out here. Alhamdulillah, never spoke out here. Niggas tied rope cause of what they wrote out here. Only pen for the memoirs, got offenders. Street fights translate to the Ken boss. Uptown where you 10 toes down to a nigga underground where the roots don't bend far. Uptown, Harlem, Rucker, cup round. Uptown, barbers, ups and bust downs. 155 by the highway, 110 by the park, 2/5 on the Friday, nigga. No sleep creep when they get back, get that bread till we dead in the skyway, nigga. Uptown, Harlem, Rucker, cup round. Uptown, barbers, ups and bust downs. 155 by the highway, 110 by the park, 2/5 on the Friday, nigga. No sleep creep when they get back, get that bread till we dead in the skyway, nigga. Cocoa, mango, cherry, Seatown, Pathmark, Highly Berry, Broncock in the ride, Jason Terry, Fat Thorns in the block, Florida Marys. Trey bags, 5-5 in the dust, 2 splits, more blunts, put the heads in the staircase. 8 that 5-5 in the ruck, 9 block, man, hub, mom dukes in the head place. Zoo niggas on the hearse, stamps on the first kids in the headlines. Blue niggas by the church, sending through the hurt kids doing fed time. Chris Brown ain't here for the guidance. Every 2 minutes, more sirens, violence. Rip pound move with the silence. Clip round flew to your iris. In a flash like Barry Allen, we do the dash with Cost Navy Wilder. Them chips up top to one scary island. They very violent, he's scared, he's silent. Like, we already ate, fuck fat time. Reaper tut tight when it's bedtime. Red line severs margins where we marginalize. Where we starve in the yard to the garden arrives. Uptown, Harlem, Rucker, cup round. Uptown, barbers, ups and bust downs. 155 by the highway, 110 by the park, 2/5 on the Friday, nigga. No sleep creep when they get back, get that bread till we dead in the skyway, nigga. Uptown, Harlem, Rucker, cup round. Uptown, barbers, ups and bust downs. 155 by the highway, 110 by the park, 2/5 on the Friday, nigga. No sleep creep when they get back, get that bread till we dead in the skyway, nigga.
Yo, we are here.
Yo.
We are here once again. New week, new pod. The boys are back. Elijah is on his way.
That's
Welcome
right.
to the Ball Essential Podcast, the podcast where we combine sports, mostly NFL, NBA, with our sense of humor and comedy, and we'll see where it takes us. So, just a reminder: if you love hearing us, the audio, we're live on all the podcasting platforms. You probably know them all down below. I'm about to pull that up. And if you want to see our beautiful faces every week, every Monday, or depending on scheduling, we'll see what happens, on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So we have a lot to talk about tonight. We're talking about eras. We're talking about injuries. But first, before we get into things, John, how are we doing today? Besides pissed off.
It's been a long day, Phil. It's been a long day. I mean, you mentioned it earlier at the start of the show. I mean, normally for Mondays, we normally just talk about basketball, and that's how I've liked it. You know what I mean? But, ever since the Super Bowl, we've had it off, and then today was really the start of the free agent period, and people came and people left, and things happened. And, I've had a long day, and I'd like to react to the news of Saquon Barkley leaving. It's sad to see him go, okay? He was the heart of the Giants, and I love him, and I appreciate him, and I appreciate what he's done, absolutely. So much so that I'm wearing Saquon Barkley one more time. That's right, for this podcast. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
Is your headphones okay?
Yeah, bro. It's just like it's sad to see him go, and he's an Eagle. You know what I mean? So I probably will not wear this anymore. But
It's a throwback jersey now.
I know it's a throwback jersey, straight up. But I did not like the comments from Tiki Barber. Okay. As a Giants fan, a lifelong Giants fan, let me tell you, Phil, what Super Bowl do I love the most? What's my favorite Super Bowl?
Eli Manning, last second throw.
That's right, 2008. Do you know when Tiki retired? 2007. All right. He had to leave for us to win. All right. That is the facts. Okay. Earth, wind, and fire, baby. Brandon Jacobs. Okay. Bradshaw and Ward. Okay. I don't mean to say they're better. All right. I'm not trying to be like that. I'm not trying to have this reaction, but don't group yourself with all these Giant fans after you talk bad about Eli and then he won a Super Bowl. Okay. You have your media job. Congratulations. But there's a reason you're not on ESPN. There's a reason you're not on Stephen A. Smith's show. You've been in there since 2008. Okay. And yet, what mainstream anything have you ever been on other than this one giant relevant thing where you talk for all of us? I didn't like it. All right. Didn't like it.
What does he do now?
Saquon, I appreciate you being here. Have fun in Philly. I'm gonna have to boo you and not root for you in Philly, unfortunately, because they're the enemy of the New York Giants. But he was right. He never turned his back on his teammates. All right, he was never a diva. He never held out. I mean, it's just I mean, I don't know, Phil. It's a lot of emotions here. You know what I mean? It's a lot of emotions. And,
for me, I had a pretty good weekend. It was my birthday weekend. My birthday was on Saturday. Shout out to everyone that said happy birthday to me. Also, shout out to Nikita Lyons, WWE superstar in NXT. Like the reel or a clip I posted with her in it. So shout out Nikita. Hey, check. If not every day you get a check mark, comment on your thing. So shout out Nikita. Also, shout out to Elijah for holding down the socials when I was off them during the weekend. Did a little birthday post on the socials. Shout out to Elijah. So thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. And then we also got some. John already kicked things off, but we're gonna do a grind our gears edition NFL free agency. So, John, you already won yours. For me, New England Patriots. Yes, you signed Jacoby Brissett. Good signing. That was one of the 3 quarterbacks I wanted. Russell Wilson was off the board. Gardner Minshew was on the board, so you signed Jacoby Brissett as a bridge quarterback. But the thing I was upset about, lack of wide receiver signings. You re-signed Kendrick Bourne, I believe, like a 3-year, $33 million. But there's plenty of wide receivers available to grab, and the free agency / trade markets is T. Higgins is available. I think that should have been one of our first moves, but instead Antonio Gibson was one of the moves. But I'm happy that they signed guard Mike Ofonwu for the O-line because our O-line was trash last year. So they signed this. And Hunter Henry as well. So they re-signed some much needed pieces, but I still feel like we're missing in the playmaker department still, and we need to either, hopefully, if you guys don't sign any receivers, draft Marvin Harrison Jr. But why not both Marvin Harrison Jr. and a good 1 or 2 receiver?
Phil, I'm glad we have you on. I'm glad we're talking about this topic in particular. I've been dying to talk about this topic, Patriots free agency. Phil, there's some big news that dropped in free agency that was a little shocking by the Jacksonville Jaguars. They signed what's his face, the guy who is Mr. Irrelevant in Buffalo. Who did they?
Gabe Davis.
Gabe Davis, yeah. They signed Gabe Davis, and now Calvin Ridley is looking. He might get cut or not re-signed. Are you thinking the Patriots swoop in here? Are you a? What if they sign Calvin Ridley? Are these one of the wide receivers you hope they go after?
He had a flash in the first 2-3 weeks of the season, but then kind of dipped off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping we sign him, but not for too much, just because we saw him have his majority of the season off days, since that was one of my fantasy wide receivers. So not a lot of production from him after the 3rd week of the season. So okay, but hey, I think Calvin Ridley would be a decent piece. Him and potentially a Marvin Harrison Jr. I like a good combo of that, plus with Mike Gesicki and Hunter Henry. So,
do you think Brissett starts the season, or do you think they draft a rookie not at 3, but in the 2nd or 3rd round?
Brissett should be your starter until you find he should be your bridge quarterback until a good draft comes up where there's a bunch of good quarterbacks to draft. So I want him to be our day 1 starter over Zach.
Okay, yes. But what if somebody falls to the 2nd round and you have the 3rd pick of the 2nd round and you take JJ McCarthy, or you take,
I don't want JJ McCarthy.
You don't want to. Okay, I mean, hey, wait it out. I mean, we don't know what's up. I mean, we'll have to see what the Patriots scout. You know what I mean? And maybe that they want to pick their guy and maybe he falls to him. But what I'm saying is there's no one you would take. You probably bolster the offensive line still, right, at 2 or go defense. You know what I mean? I get you have other needs.
Offense.
You know what I mean? Yeah, other offensive needs,
line.
You know what I mean?
Offensive line and maybe defense, because our secondary, Christian Gonzalez comes back, so it'd be nice to see him actually play a full season, hopefully. So maybe some DB help since we got some people retiring as well. So probably offensive line or secondary help.
Okay.
So some other signings that happened as well. With the loss of Saquon Barkley, the Giants made a move and secured star linebacker / defensive player Brian Burns in a trade with some picks involved. How do you feel about that, John?
I feel I feel like that's where all the money went. No offense, I don't mean to be like that, but as a Giants fan, there's a big talk with the cap and Joe Shane, and he is now a prove it to me kind of a guy because Xavier McKinney walked out the door. Saquon Barkley walked out the door. You know what I mean? Brian Burns, he's going to be that edge rusher. All right. But what if he does not produce? You know what I mean? It's a very prove it to me type of season. You know what I mean, Phil?
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Welcome to the New York Giants. I think he could really be that guy sandwich. I think that's a big thing that's going on right now in the NFL where they're looking to make a sandwich where the two ends are probably the two best defenders on their team. They have it in San Francisco. They have it in kind of Philly with Bryce Huff going and Reddick going. So, I mean, I think this is maybe another way to create a sandwich, you know what I mean? And have two of your best defensive ends, you know what I mean, really help out your defense.
Gotcha. So,
but he's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, 150 plus? Oof.
Yeah.
I think it was 150
85 guaranteed, I think, off Mint. I think, yeah, 85 guaranteed. So.
Oof. Yeah, so there's some other signings. So we're just gonna breeze through them real quick and give them a letter grade. F, worst, A, best. So
gotcha.
Tony Pollard to the Tennessee Titans. He finally leaves Dallas. So
I like C there. I like C there. Not bad, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they do.
Bright side, you leave Dallas. Negative side, you're not going to a playoff contender. Next one up, you have Christian Wilkins, Miami Dolphins interior lineman, headed to the Raiders.
I love that. I love that.
That's a B plus for me.
Yeah,
and Max Crosby on the line.
I say A minus almost. Antonio Pierce at your head coach, like you just
that D line just got scarier.
Yeah.
Next one, Packers sign Las Vegas Raiders Josh Jacobs, and they released Aaron Jones. So I'm gonna say B, just because I think Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs aren't they like close to the same age?
Yeah, kind of, but I think
so.
I don't know. I don't know if they're exactly. I don't know the exact age, but
B.
I'm gonna go, and Phil, this is gonna be surprising, but I'm gonna go A minus here. All right, the Green Bay Packers do not bring in free agents, and to bring in Xavier McKinney and Josh Jacobs and two definitive forces on both sides of the ball, like I think the combo gives it an A, and that's what I'll go for this one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think McKinney I like is a B plus as well. So,
okay.
Because their secondary definitely needed some help, and I think McKinney, like you said, provides that much needed help on the defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
So, next one, Kirko Cousins, the Falcons signed the quarterback from the Minnesota Vikings after tearing his Achilles this past year. 4 years, a good amount of money too. What are we thinking?
Phil, what do you think about that? You got to grade that first because I thought that was wild.
I'm gonna say B plus.
Okay.
I think this is an upgrade from the last two quarterbacks of the year. Plus, you get Raheem Morris. You don't have Arthur Smith at the helm of this offense. So, if it goes anything like how it did before Kirko got injured last year, I believe this offense is in for a very, very good run this year. So I'm gonna say B plus.
Okay.
But it was a lot of money, so
I'm gonna go B minus for that reason. I'm gonna say the money and the age get me.
36, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And isn't the Atlanta Falcons head coach like the new head coach, the first time head coach?
I think this is his second time being a Falcons head coach.
Oh, is it? Is the second time?
Raheem
okay,
Morris?
So maybe he'll have a better reign. Yeah, Raheem Morris. Nah, yeah, I feel like he's done it once before, right? Or he was an interim. He might have done it once before. But yeah, I don't know. I think this is just a lot. Like I think the Atlanta Falcons will be better than they were last year. You know what I mean? But I think that
2021.
Okay. I think they'll be better than they were last year, but I also think that like they're a brand new team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Next one. Austin Eckler, Commanders.
Okay. I'm gonna go B minus here.
No.
I know.
C minus for me.
But it was nothing though. They signed him for nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, why not? You know what I mean? Like, let's take a chance on him.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's a C minus just because it doesn't do anything for both sides.
Sure.
It doesn't make Commanders a a playoff contender, and I don't see why this helps Austin Eckler's career after last year. So,
I think if Austin Eckler can like get a hold of his health, like Kirk Cousins, you know what I mean? If that can happen and he can progress and like not be the injury like Austin Eckler, like if he comes back and is Austin Eckler from 2 years ago, you know what I mean? He might be the dynamic playmaker that Washington needs. You know what I mean? I mean, they're gonna want to throw the ball more because they have two great wide receivers, right? With Samuel and whatever. And then now you can throw the ball to Eckler as well. So that's another third option. You know what I mean? Who's their quarterback? They still don't have one, right?
Sam Howell.
Sam Howell still. But I think they draft somebody or something happen. You know what I mean? Like I think something happens there. I don't know.
Right. And then next one. It probably should be the last one.
Okay.
Jacoby Brissett, 1 year, $8 million deals to the New England Patriots. I'm gonna say B, just because it doesn't move the needle for us, but it gives us a decent bridge quarterback to help us figure out the rest of our roster, just because there's so much missing on the offensive side and defensive side. So it's someone to hold us down. It's an improvement from Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi. So
sure, I'm gonna go B here as well. You know what I mean? It could have been worse. You know what I mean? You keep another Patriot with another Patriot. I think there's a lot of knowledge here and there's a lot of trust. So I do like it. I mean, it's a good move for Mayo. But wait, let's do one more. Let's do Saquon.
Oh, I thought going off of what you said, I thought.
Oh, okay. I would say, but like for the Eagles, I mean, that was a great move.
Yeah, I'm gonna say A-, A.
Because he signed for 12.5. Like the Giants could have matched that. Yeah, I'm gonna go A. Yeah.
Yeah, just because it's a big improvement from last year with DeAndre Swift and Miles Sanders the previous year. It just opens a lot more for the offense as well. So if Jalen Hurts can do a quick dump off, that can be a lot more yardage for Saquon Barkley instead of Swift. So I like it. It's a good upgrade.
I think there needs to be a serious conversation though with Jason Kelce. Time to come back, big guy. We got Saquon Barkley. Could you imagine blocking for that dude? It would be electric. But I mean,
at the same time, I mean, you saw his speech. You think he comes back after this?
He can't come back. He can't come back after that.
He cried in front of the whole area.
I know. But Brett Favre did it. Brett Favre did it. Why not?
He did it lots of times.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I mean. Like, why not? Because no offense, Phil, but like, and I don't mean to like I'm wearing a Giants shirt as I say this, but like they signed Saquon Barkley and then they signed Breece Huff, who is one of the fastest edge rushers off the line in the NFL. So it's just like, I know it because I'm a Jets fan. You know what I mean? Like he was a former Jet. Like it's sad to see him go. But I mean, I think those are two really good moves that help your defense and your offense tremendously, especially when you're getting two new offensive and defensive coordinators. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
the
Eagles are making moves. What are the Cowboys doing? I don't mean to bring that up, but you know what I'm saying?
They got Rico Dowdle and Deuce Vaughn. They'll be okay.
Okay. They'll be okay. All right. Off those two. I like Dowdle though. I'm not gonna front. I kind of do like Dowdle. Yeah. I know. He's gonna be the new Tony Pollard.
Oof. Tony Pollard struggled last year, so good luck with that. But hey, we're gonna talk about the main event, the title of the pod for this week. Are we done with the 90s? So basically the trend going on around social media, sports media, and everywhere you see Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, et cetera, a lot of players, especially a lot of the younger generation, is saying that the 90s and 80s were basura. They're trash. Comparing this generation's basketball to that generation's basketball, pulling up clips where MJ looked like a last round pick, and Allen Iverson saying he has no left hand in interviews. They're basically saying the skill and hype of the 80s and 90s basketball movement was overrated. So I just wanted to hear your thoughts on this, John, on the whole era debate talk.
Well, Phil, as Elijah would say, we are old, but let's start off with our age, all right? I was born in 95, and I really didn't start watching basketball until 2001, 2002, when I was 6 and 7, when the New Jersey Nets were prevalent and they were playing the Lakers. You know what I mean? So let's just get this straight. I didn't even start watching basketball until after the 2000s. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? So, but I completely disagree with this take. And like, I'm a big 90s guy. not for the fact that now it's softer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like to compare like eras like that, but there are a lot of pros to the 90s. You know what I mean? That like I mean, you can say it's soft, but you never played in it. You know what I mean? Like, there are players that the players I watched look up to, you know what I mean, that got destroyed in the 90s. You know what I mean?
Oakley.
Like Kobe Bryant's worst, Oakley. Like Kobe Bryant's worst game was in the 90s. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. What I'm trying to say is, like, you don't really know until you know, and it'd be awesome to like just drop anyone in any situation, but like realistically, like looking at today's game and looking about how much we've grown the game of basketball, you know what I mean, Phil? Like, I'm not going to say Steph Curry couldn't have played in the 90s, but what I'm saying is the medical advancements to keep Steph Curry in the league would not have been around. Do you know what I mean? Like they weren't even working out in the 90s. So for Steph to completely redo his lower body, you know what I mean, and get rid of those injuries, it would be hard. You know what I mean? So it's just like you have to keep ideas like that when you think about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But Phil, what do you think about this?
For me, I think it's fair game.
Okay.
Just because I'm not saying that they're right, but I'm saying they have right to criticize other eras. Because
sure,
think about it. What do a lot of NBA fans who love the 80s and 90s do today? Criticize today's age and era of basketball. Not all of them are right. Some of them have valid points, but it's just how it goes, I guess, with sports in general. They're going to compare eras. The old heads are going to love the way basketball used to be, and then in the new era, people are going to like the way how basketball is nowadays. But the one thing with me with that argument is, obviously, stuff is going to get advanced. Stuff is going to be evolutionized. Obviously, things now are going to look a lot different from the 90s. That's like saying John is a photographer. If someone from the 1930s time traveled to today and we still had black and white photos instead of colored, don't you think it would be terrible as a photographer?
Yeah, I mean, just because in a sense they don't know the ins and outs of where to send the photos to, where to get all these chemicals from, because it's not a everyday occurrence. So yeah, I hear what you're saying there.
Yeah, so
I just think the number one thing we have to remember when we talk about these debates are respect. Do you know what I mean? And like, I get, you know what I mean, that you would put different people in different eras, but like, Phil, I saw some things that I was just like, I don't know if I agree with this. Like, hey,
Larry's in the chat. How you doing, Larry? Sorry, I just see your comment last second.
Oh, sweet. Oh, nice. Broadwood averaged 35 today. I agree.
Fights daily. But here's the argument I have with the Fights daily. It's basically jail ball, which
I love that, Phil.
Obviously, physical sports is a big what's it called, media attention grabber, etc., etc. The shooting today is way better. So, but here's the thing I have with John brought up respect, right?
Absolutely.
The thing is, people are pulling up the worst possible clips you can find of star players, which any generation has that. You can find clips in the 70s of basketball looking terrible, 80s, 90s. 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. You can pull up any clip from any basketball game.
In the
LeBron, there's low lights of LeBron even.
And like, I love LeBron. You know what I mean? Like, we love LeBron here. You know what I mean? It's not like it's that big of a deal, but it's just like there are low lights in every single thing. Like you were saying, Phil, it's crazy.
Single era. So yeah, there's the least the easiest thing to do is pull off low lights like MJ looking bad in a play, or LeBron looking bad in a play, or even Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson looking bad in the play. It's easy to do. If you want to use those as your argument of this era is trash, then basically you're saying every era is trash, because I can find one of the Hawks giving up 73 points and playing no defense against Luka Doncic just a couple weeks ago.
That literally happened a couple weeks. That's crazy, Phil. Like,
it's so the argument of, it's basically saying my era is better. This is what the whole argument is about, basically. And it's kind of, think about it. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, people are going to trust the 10s and 2020s. It's just like a circle of life, like no Lion King. But people are going to argue about the eras that behind them all the time. I'm pretty sure in the 90s, people were arguing that 80s and 70s were better, and so on so forth. 2000s arguing the 90s, So it's just a circle of life with basketball.
Phil, do you think one of the reasons why this like argument kind of popped off is because of social media? Is because of all the like the shows around sports, like what we're doing now? You know what I mean? We're in a sense, like if it wasn't for us, you know what I mean? Like the needle wouldn't be moving. We wouldn't be having these conversations. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much, social media is a big factor in this because most of this stuff happened on TikTok. Someone made an account in YouTube as well. I think the guy is on YouTube. Someone looked up Michael Jordan finals highlights or like games. He watched the full games and they picked whenever Jordan looked terrible, put those on a video and said, "This is why the '90s are terrible. This is why we're done with the '90s." And obviously, for me, I love a good joke. And
Sure.
obviously, I'll get to that in a second. Obviously, I love a good joke, and MJ having no left is hilarious, and calling Michael Jordan the '90s Jalen Brown is also hilarious because people mock Jalen Brown for not having a left hand today. So I find it hilarious.
Sure.
So, but at the end of the day, we gotta look at each era and see what we did to move on to the next era, like as a progress thing, because basketball's gonna be completely different in 10 years from now. So
Sure.
and we have like six years left in 2020. So who knows what's gonna look like in 2030 and 2040. So
True.
people say Jordan and them played with plumbers and milkmen, correct? That's the meme that's going around.
I guess. I don't know.
So
yeah, sure.
People can say LeBron, Luka, SGA played with podcasters.
Oh my God.
JJ Redick.
I saw that
Green.
joke. Oh my God. I saw that joke and I was just like, yeah, that's funny.
Gilbert
That's
Arenas.
hilarious. Sure. Gilbert Arenas in a sense. Yeah.
J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert. So the joke, it just transitions into a new updated joke. So we went from plumbers to milkmen to podcasters. And most of the NBA players that played in 2000s and 2010s, what do they have now? A podcast. JJ Redick, like you said. So,
sure, a whole new show. But yeah, let's get into today's game and like.
It's just dancing. So
cool.
Luka?
So what do you think about Luka? Let's talk about that.
To me,
Elijah is a huge fan of Luka. So Phil, do you want to go first?
For me, I love Luka. He has a lot of personality, which I'm not even yet into the playing style yet, but just a lot of personality, which I like in my players that are one of the best in the league. If you're boring and bland like a Tim Duncan,
sure,
as long as you have the skill to back it up, you're fine. But if you have neither, at least has a personality. So I like Luka's personality and on-court persona, but just getting to this play style, he can score any type of way. Mid-range,
sure,
three-pointer, layup, attacking the basket, post up, any way you can name it, he can score. He can drop like a couple weeks ago. He dropped 70 at any given moment. So
he's one
of the most talented offensive players of our generation. So,
no, yeah, definitely. I mean, I would agree, and I think one of the big reasons why he's that good is because he's been playing for so long. You know what I mean? He came from Europe, where like European players go to high school and then they go to college, and it's kind of like a program system where you slowly move up through the ranks, and he just became so good so fast that he got drafted.
Don't tell Gilbert Arenas that.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's a lot of talk with European players and like having them in, but I would agree. Luka does kind of look like Bird. Like
that's a good comparison. Modern day Larry Bird.
But like, I mean, at the same time, like
skill wise, of course, same skill set, etc. Slow paced, but can score.
But he's like the exact example of like how eras changed. Larry Bird was a great overall player, exactly like Luka. But right now, Luka is focusing on 3-pointers. You know what I mean? Because that's what's happening in this era. You know what I mean?
So also triple double any moment as well.
Absolutely. I mean,
he's on a 6-game streak with 30-point triple doubles. So
I know I love talking Luka, especially points wise. But I mean, I think the one thing that he needs to improve on, especially, is his defense. But I mean, Elijah says it's been getting better, and Elijah watches him more than I do. But that's the one thing I would hope he starts to work on, because if he works on that a little bit more, Phil, you know what I mean? Like if he just improves on it a little bit more, I think the Mavs, I think it's going to be over for people. You know what I mean? Like when Luka's like a mature, like one of the league's like rising star, like instead of a rising star is one of the stars, you know what I mean? A face for more than like 3 or 4 years, where you can say he's like one of the best players. Like, I mean, I think he's almost right there right now, right, Phil? Or like, but I would still say he's on a rising. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say he's a top 5 player.
Okay, he is top 5, I would say.
If we're talking skill wise, he's arguably top 3, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate it.
Yeah. If we're talking skill wise, like if you take away everything you've done, if you're just talking about you playing the game of basketball, no legacies, etc. Luka's a top 3, top 5 player in the league.
Sure, but let's take everything into account then. Like, let's take offense
If
and
we're talking
defense.
legacy, then
No, I'm not
Okay.
talking legacy yet. I'm just talking like, do you think like right now he's a bona fide? Like, I get he's a top 5, but like, do you think he's a bona fide star?
yes.
Okay, all right. Like, okay, all right. He's arrived. Okay, but like, when would you say like what I'm saying is like he's not in his prime though yet, right?
No.
Because I would
He's
agree with Mr. Wilson. Like he definitely is one of the most fun guys to watch, especially on the offensive end, because he can make anything happen. Mr. Wilson, you got to watch him on the defense end though. He gives me headaches sometimes because I don't know, they're a little bit iffy. Okay,
He's
25,
25, and most players entered their prime late 20s, so 27, 28. So he has like 3 more years left before he even hits his prime. So,
but that's what I mean. That's what I mean by rising star into star. You know what I mean? Like he's not even at his prime yet.
Yeah, and he's not at his prime, and he's already one of the best players in the league, which is scary.
I agree that with Kyrie, it's a great duo. I don't know. I don't know how far they're going to go in the playoffs this year, but I do like that duo. You know what I mean?
Depends on their defense.
That's where Luka gets me. You know what I mean? But because I think he should be like they should be putting out some of these teams even more. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like they have, you know what I mean? But they got to do more teams personally. Because like Kyrie is a little shaky on defense, and so is Luka. But I mean they have PJ Tucker, right? I mean there's a bunch of people that they have, but it's just I don't know how far they're gonna get. How far do you think they're gonna get? Because I think Elijah said what, conference finals?
Yes,
that's what he predicted. Yeah.
It's possible. That. They just gotta have.
I like that.
They gotta have a very favorable path. So
that would make the playoffs really fun to watch, though. Yeah, because Luka, I would agree, he's one of the most fun players to watch.
Yeah, I think Jason Kidd. I don't think he's the coach to get him over.
You don't like
edge.
Jason Kidd?
I mean, what is he going to do? They're down by 3. He's going to spill a drink on the court all of a sudden.
Jason Kidd is a great defensive coach, or he was a decently defensive coach. Phil, you don't like Tibbs, who's a great defensive coach, because he runs his players into the ground.
There's a reason why most of the Knicks roster is injured.
Okay, well, I mean, and Nobi's coming back, so I'm excited to see that. But
play 40 minutes a game still. Yeah.
I mean, hey, I think I don't. What coach do you think that they need to change it out from Kidd though? Like, who would you replace him with?
Well,
like, who's available right now that you would replace him with?
Honestly, where is the Bucks coach Budenholzer? I would like him.
He's in Philly.
No, that's
oh, my bad. Sorry, that's the wrong one.
That's Nick Nurse, the old Raptors coach. Honestly,
okay, got you. My bad.
If Mike Budenholzer is still available,
him. Okay, I can see that. Budenholzer would be a good ad. I feel like he has a job though, doesn't he? Or no? I'll check on that real quick. But I think Jason Kidd, if he could just get to Luka, I don't know, somewhat defensively. He was a great point guard, especially on the defensive end. So it's just like I was a free agent. Okay, well,
get him, Dallas. Get him.
I don't know. I like Jason Kidd. I think Elijah's right. I think they do go to the conference finals. I don't know. I think defense kind of kills them at the end, but they run out of gas. You know what I mean? But
so, we also have some other stuff to talk about. Jason Tatum, a couple weeks ago, I think a week ago, Cleveland versus Cleveland Cavaliers. Had a chance to tie up the game or get the game winner, misses, and then the game after, primetime game against the Denver Nuggets, the defending champs. But obviously, a lot of eyes are going to be on this game. They were fighting. Jaylen Brown scored 40 plus. Jason Tatum scored 15, and with the go-ahead 3, he misses, and the Celtics lose. So a lot of people are obviously on Jason Tatum's head because of it. So. I don't know how much Celtics basketball you've watched, John, this year, but what are our thoughts on Jason Tatum so far?
I am the biggest Jason Tatum hater. All right, realistically, in past years, I have come for Jason Tatum. Have I not, Phil? Have I not? I've kind of come for him a little bit. I've kind of been like, hey, this guy. No offense, I don't mean to be like that, but like, this guy is not really doing what he needs to be doing. And Wale has set me straight. All right, Wale, straight up. Thank you. Just calling you out real quick. I appreciate you setting me straight on how he improves. I feel like there's like, I don't know, a correlation with stats and how people look at him, because he should be doing a little bit better, but each year he slowly does improve. You know what I mean? So I really like Jason Tatum. I think this is the year he has to prove it, though. You know what I mean? And I think that's why people are getting upset with him. You know what I mean? But
Right.
Phil, what do you think about it? You think I'm right or not? He's got to prove it, though, doesn't he? Come on.
As of right now, with him and Jaylen Brown as the leaders, the Celtics are the number 1 seed and have the best record in the NBA by like 4 or 5 games. So there's props for there. But at the same time, these primetime games, they're a preview for what's going to happen in the playoffs. You got to show up. 15 points as the best player on the team. Jaylen Brown scores 40 is unacceptable. Jaylen Brown did miss 6-7 free throws, so they only lost by 6. So, but I feel like
Jaylen Brown had so many rebounds in that game, and I just know that because you know why I know that. But like he had so many rebounds in that game that I excuse him. But I mean, Jason Tatum did kind of bounce back the next game against Phoenix, didn't he?
Yeah, he scored like 29.
So I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think people need to understand that yes, these primetime games are depictive of the playoffs, but the playoffs is multiple games, and Jason Tatum is a bounce back kind of a guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, something I wanted to talk about as well. Just I feel like Jason Tatum is one of the most over-criticized players in the league. Social media, especially people in the media, love to talk about him when he does bad, but when he does good, there's not a lot of noise. But when other players have bad games, there's not much noise about it either. It's mostly like Jason Tatum, LeBron gets a lot of hate. Certain players get a lot of hate. I said this on the IBTE podcast last week, but Jokic, when the Celtics lost to the Cavs, their 11-game win streak was broken. But the same night, the Nuggets' 6-game win streak was also broken by the Phoenix team. Jokic was held to single digits until the fourth quarter, had 7 turnovers, and only made 1 basket in overtime and lost the game. But not a single word was on socials.
Sure.
Jason Tatum, he lost the game for the Celtics. He got an offensive foul last second. Everyone was on his ass. And then and Edwards, Minnesota Timberwolves, he was going up against the Cavs, I believe, in overtime. 0 for 9 from 3, 19 points. No points in the overtime game at all. Nothing. Quiet. So
to be fair, he's had a pretty good year. Other than that, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
And Edwards, but like I hear what you're saying. Jason Tatum
if
is
they do
very
bad,
over.
criticize him. If not, if they do good, praise him. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Consistency.
I think he's been in the spotlight though. I mean, Phil, I don't mean to bring this up, but like when he played LeBron, right? You know what I mean? When the Lakers played, what do you call it? Boston or no? Maybe no. It was when Tatum played Cleveland and he dunked on LeBron.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So I'm saying since that moment, people have been like, okay, he's that kind of guy. You know what I mean? And they're waiting for him to be the guy. You know what I mean? And like that kills people sometimes. LeBron went to Miami. KD went to Golden State. You know what I mean? I don't think he's going to adhere to the pressure like some other players. I'm not trying to say players always adhere to the pressure, but I'm saying is like Shaq was talked about the whispers of this guy's a bum, this guy's yada yada. You know what I mean? Until you win a championship, until you prove it to people, you're not a great person. And that's crazy to me. You know what I mean? Because Jason Tatum is a great basketball player, especially for the Boston Celtics, and he should get his flowers every single day. You know what I mean? But until he proves it, you know what I mean? People are going to hate on him.
Yeah, I mean, he has been the guy for the Celtics for the last 3 years, so
yeah,
he's gonna get that star treatment just because he's been he's been like one of the 2 leaders for them. So it is what it is.
And Boston, all the championships, they're gonna.
Boston is always under a microscope. So, and then our last thing before we go into our mini games, injuries once again has been creeping up. Look at Sir Charles. Yeah, I agree with that as well. Karl Anthony Towns got injured for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Will most likely miss the rest of the regular season, but be back the postseason. Alperen Şengün got injured the night before. Last night, but bone bruises and sprained ankle, so he's not out for the season. But he might be out for maybe a good week or 2. Which fantasy basketball playoffs are coming up next week, and I like him, Trae Young, and Embiid. So yeah, my team's not looking too great right now. But hey,
sorry about that, Phil.
Tough. What else? Who else got injured? I know there's a lot more injuries.
The guy on the Hawks.
He's Sadiq
small
Bey.
forward, Sadiq Bey. Thank you.
Torn ACL, which I don't have high hopes for the Hawks anyway. So,
but I like Sadiq Bey. I like watching him. You know what I mean? I like people like that.
Plus, most of the Knicks are injured as well.
I don't want to talk about
Randall, Brunson they're coming back very soon. OG Anunoby's
Okay.
coming back tomorrow. I
tomorrow.
believe.
Yep,
No.
that's right.
Yeah, it's just been a slew of injuries for the whole league, which is
And I'm
not
crying
great.
because like I feel like we're almost there. You know what I mean? If we were just healthy, the Knicks are gonna be fun to watch in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yep. Also, Devin Booker just came back from injury, so hey, it's a tough time, especially near playoff time, to get injured. But hopefully, you can get it out the way so you're ready for playoffs or for that near end of the season push. So hey, we'll see how it goes. So hey, yeah, that's most of the topics. We're gonna do a couple of games real quick. One, we're gonna do a NBA Guess Who, where John's gonna think of a player. I have to try to guess it, and then I have to think of a player. And we played Guess Who before. Those little flip things.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Okay, cool.
So we're gonna do the first one. It's gonna be NBA Guess Who, a current player.
Damn. Okay. Gotcha.
So think of a current player. I'm gonna think of a current player, and then we're gonna use like yes or no questions to try to guess who it is. And first one who gets it wins.
Okay.
So let me know when you got your player. I'm gonna think of my
I got it.
now.
I got my player. I don't think you'll ever get him.
I got my player ready.
Okay.
Okay. So John, you can ask the first question.
Okay. It's yes nos.
Yep.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, there's your first question. So,
wow.
You asked the yes or no. Okay, I'm just kidding.
Okay, sure. I just wanted to make sure before we started. All right. Is he in the East?
No.
Okay, cool.
Is your player in the East?
No.
Okay, West player.
All right. Is he on the Lakers?
No.
Why not? Nope. All right, cool.
Was he an All-Star this year?
No. I don't believe so.
Okay.
Do you need me to look that up?
Yeah, look it up just to be safe.
Okay.
I'm trying to see on his phone as well.
No, I really don't think so because yeah, okay. Is your player a role player?
Define role player.
Bro, come on. I'm like not a main star, but like a 3 or 4. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like
going off here, is he a 3 or 4? I'm gonna say yes.
okay, I got you.
Like, is he the 3rd or 4th best player on his team?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Does your player play in the same division as the Lakers?
I believe so.
Okay. Division. Okay, same division as the Lakers. Okay, so he played Clippers, Suns, Kings, Lakers, Warriors, correct?
Yeah, he's on that division.
Okay.
Does your player play in that division?
Which one?
The Lakers division?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Does your team color have purple on it?
It's mine. No. Does he play for the Clippers?
He does not.
Okay, I gotcha.
Okay. Does your team play in LA?
No.
Okay, so I'm down to one. One team.
Does your player have purple in its color?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
Does your guy play for Golden State?
Yeah. Give me a second. Sorry. All right. Does your guy play for the Suns?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Is your guy in the starting lineup of the Warriors?
I believe so. Is your guy wait, actually I don't know. I don't know about that. Hold on. Sorry. Wait, hold on.
They're playing right now, so they have the starting lineup on the Score app.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Sorry, I was googling it for some reason like an idiot. Who's winning that game, by the way? We'll see in 2 seconds, but
This Warriors by 6.
good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, he is. Is your player on the Warriors?
Yes.
All right, cool, great.
Okay. Is your player? Is he at the center position?
No. Is your player a starting player on the Warriors?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Is your player known for shooting the 3 ball?
I don't think so. They're all known for shooting the 3 ball though, so it's just like it's what it is. Was your player a number 1 overall pick?
No.
Okay, well, I don't know who the fuck you think is the 3rd best player on this team, but okay.
Is your player a guard?
No. Is your player known for starting fights?
Yes.
Okay, man, I know your player.
So you know, so I have to try to guess your player then. Is your player Jonathan Kuminga?
Yes, it is. Unfortunately, is your player Draymond Green?
Yes.
All right, so we tie. We tie.
So
Good job.
you want to go one more round?
No, that was horrible. Oh my god, and we almost picked the same player. Do you know how crazy that is?
Yeah, Draymond Green's the 3rd best player on this team. What do you mean?
You
said 3rd or 4th, so
I would say 2 now because Clay's off the bench.
oh yeah, because Curry's.
You know what I mean? So like that's what I was like. I was like, I feel like it's Wiggins, is it not? Like, but
Oh yeah.
okay, cool. You meant historically, which is I appreciate that. I should have just went that way.
So you don't want to do another round?
We can if you want.
Okay,
That was hard, but I mean, I didn't lose that badly. So all right.
Okay. Yeah. So
All right, can we do a former player?
we picked the same team. Wow.
I know, bro. It was crazy.
Okay.
How on sync we were, bro.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah. Can we do a former player though?
Oh, so like historic player?
Historic, yeah.
How far are we going?
It has to be in the 80s, 90s.
Let's do 80s, 90s.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So anyone that played in the 80s.
Hold on. I have to Google it though.
Yep. Make sure you're right. Let's go with.
No, God, let's extend it to the 2000s.
Okay.
Let's do 2000 to 2010.
2000, 2010?
Yeah, because that was kind of the first 10 years we watched basketball, realistically.
Okay. I got mine.
Okay, I got mine.
Okay. So I won. I'll get the first question. Sure. Did your player play in the Eastern Conference Finals? Sorry, Eastern Conference. My bad. Not Eastern Conference Finals.
Eastern Conference, absolutely. Yeah. Did your player play in the Eastern Conference?
Yes.
Cool.
Was your player usually in the playoffs?
I'd say he's been in the playoffs regularly throughout his career. Let me ask you this: is your player a Boston Celtic?
Yes.
Oh, I know it is. Let's go.
Was your player in the Atlantic Division?
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
At a point, he played, for a while. So I don't know.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you this: is your player Paul? No. Is your player Ray Allen?
Is that your final guess?
Yeah, Ray Allen.
Yes, Ray Allen.
I knew it was Ray Allen. Let's go. I was gonna go Paul Pierce, but I was like, nah, he's a 3-point artist. I'm gonna go Ray Allen. That was a lucky guess, though. You want to ask? I'll let you get 3 more questions.
Did he play for the Knicks?
No.
Did he play for the Nets?
Yes.
Was he a guard?
Yes.
Was it Jason Kidd?
Nope.
No, because he played for the Knicks. Joe Johnson?
Nope.
Vince Carter?
It was Vince Carter. I didn't know if his dunk contest was in the 90s or not, so that's why I was like, I'm gonna go Vince
No,
Carter
it
right
was
here.
in the 2000s.
Okay, that's what I thought, because I was like, I didn't want to pick Vince Carter, and then you'd be like, yo, he's known for the 2000s. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it's 2000s. Yeah. So
because that was the player I'd offer it, because I just love that dunk contest.
Yep. So 1-1. We'll take it. So the last game before we head out, in honor of we're done with the 80s and 90s trend, we're going to do an 80s and 90s draft. So it's going to be 6 players, 5 starters, 1 bench, and a coach.
7 and a coach.
7 and a coach? Okay, we can do that.
7. Just because Elijah's not here. But
gotcha. So
if Elijah comes, we'll split it up again.
Gotcha. So it's going to be 7 players, 5 starters, 2 bench players, and a coach. John, I'll let you get first pick.
Okay, I will go Michael Jordan, the greatest in the 80s and 90s. So, bam. Sorry about it.
Shit.
Hold on, let me get a pen so I can cross off something.
Gotcha. Let me get. Hold on. I'll make it real quick. Roster. Okay, so let me get Hakeem Olajuwon.
Ooh, that's a great one. That's a great one. Hakeem, gotcha.
Okay.
Let me get Magic.
Gotcha. I'll take Larry Bird then.
That was a great pick. I'm not gonna score points here. This is more of a personal pick. I mean, I feel like the obvious pick here is Pippen, right? Small forward, but I'm actually gonna go Julius Erving.
Ooh, okay.
So he, Dr. J. I personally I'm a dunk contest fan. I think without the game, you know what I mean?
Right.
Although Bird kind of didn't he dominate Irving? Not really, but you know what I mean? Weren't there games where they went back and forth?
You know what? I need defense on this team. Let me go. I'm also looking up some players as well.
Okay. I don't mean to be like this, but I wrote a little list, so apologies.
I have a list right here as well. I wrote down a list. You know what? I'm gonna go 2 big men. Let me go Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Wow, I love that pick. That's crazy. All right. I love you put him in your power forward.
I'll probably put Hakeem power forward and Kareem center.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Shaq at my power forward.
Yeah, young Shaq.
He can run the floor.
Magic
I like it,
Shaq.
don't you? Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna go. I fit the criteria, but they didn't want me. I'm gonna go Isaiah Thomas.
That's a great pick. Love that pick. This is a bad pick. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is a bad pick, but I love this pick. It's a bad pick, but I love this pick. Are you ready?
Yep.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Patrick Ewing, baby, at the center.
I knew that was coming.
I'm sorry about it, but Patrick always got a spot. You know what I mean? He played at Georgetown. My dad used to talk about how they used to play Patrick in college, whatever. Got all those stories. Patrick Ewing at the center, absolutely, he's amazing.
Right. I'm gonna use my coach pick here, Phil Jackson.
Ooh, that's a nice pick. But I'm gonna go coach pick as well. I'm gonna go Riley.
Pat Riley. Okay,
that's right. Bad pick, John. Ooh. Chris in the chat. Chris saying, who's the bad pick? Was it Ewing? I understand there was a hometown favorite here, but he was the best Nick of all time. Realistically, I don't mean to be like that. But
so what do I need? I got Isaiah. I need a shooting guard. That's what I need.
And Patrick Riley. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just Riley as a coach. He basically built the Heat. You know what I mean?
Give me Clyde Drexler. I'll go with Clyde.
Nice. I like that pick.
So my starting lineup, right? So Chris, while you're here and Larry's still here, the starting lineups. Isaiah Thomas for me, Clyde Drexler, Larry Bird, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And John's is Magic, MJ, Dr. J, Shaq, and Ewing. He has Pat Riley as his head coach, and I have Phil Jackson as my head coach. So These are the last 2 picks.
And these are all on our bench. All right.
Yep.
And may I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or you go first?
I just said Clyde, so yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll go Gary Payton.
That was one of my picks.
Sorry about it.
I was thinking about him over Isaiah Thomas. I was like, eh.
I like that. I mean, but Isaiah Thomas was definitely the number 2. So I would have stole him. I would have stole Isaiah if you did that.
Let's see. You know what? I'll take Scotty then.
Scotty, okay, that's a nice pick. That's a nice pick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Scottie Pippen and Larry Bird. That is a killer power forward combination. I need someone on defense to defend that. I'm gonna go Dennis Rodman. Add defense to my back end of my hopefully offense. So yeah, that's my last pick, Dennis Rodman.
So Dennis Rodman. Okay. You know what? I like 3-point shooting. It probably isn't the best pick to go with, but let me get Reggie Miller.
I like that.
Okay. So the rosters are as is. For John, his starting 5. Oh, do you have a certain starting 5, or do you want me to just go off the first one?
Yeah, you go ahead. Okay.
I
mean, I drafted as of starting 5. So did you, right?
Okay. Yep. So Magic, MJ, Dr. J, Shaq, and Ewing as your starting 5 with Pat Riley as the head coach. And then his bench players are Gary Payton and Dennis Rodman. And then in my starting 5, let's see, Isaiah Thomas, Clyde the Glide Drexler, Larry Bird, Kareem, and Hakeem the Dream. And then my bench are Scottie Pippen and Reggie Miller. So, hey, Chris and Larry, if you're still here, let us know who won. Obviously me. But
I feel like that. Come on. Pat Riley is the head coach? Come on. Now he coached in New York? You know,
also,
he coached Jordan?
Yeah, so if you're watching this on any of our socials, let us know who won down below. Team John, Team Phil.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of chemistry with that coach and player combo. I don't mean to be like that, but.
So, hey.
Hands down, bro.
Hands right here. Hands are down. Hands are down.
Yo, bro, the slander I get on this chat from this guy,
It's
man. The slander I get on this chat.
Ladies and gentlemen, Superman is in the building.
Take it to TikTok. Take it to TikTok. Take it to TikTok. Take it to something else.
We will.
Need more opinions about this. Okay. No. I don't concede.
John, what would be the case for your team?
Crazy. The case that I won?
Yeah. Your argument of why your team is better.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Other than Magic Johnson's the best point guard, other than MJ's the best shooting guard, other than Shaq in the 90s was crazy, other than Patrick Ewing in the 90s was crazy. Did you know? I mean, and other than that, I took the best 2 defensive players on my bench. Did you know my head coach both the best point guard, the best shooting guard, and what do you call it? The best did he coach I don't know. No. Did he coach? He didn't coach MJ, right? No, he didn't coach MJ. But he coached Magic and he coached Ewing. So I mean, I'm just saying the chemistry is there. That's all I'm saying. And then you got MJ. MJ will listen to Riley. Come on now.
So
Phil Wyn's hands down is crazy, though. Phil Wyn's hands down is like crazy.
For my argument for my team, yes, you have Shaq and Ewing, but I'm pretty sure you'd rather have Kareem and Hakeem.
Definitely not. Definitely. We all know. Hold on. In an all-time, who is better, Shaq or Kareem? Who's more physical? You know Shaq is so much more physical than Kareem. You're saying Skyhook? Okay, sure.
Shot.
That's a valid point. But who's your other center?
Also, Hakeem Olajuwon or Pat Ewing?
Pat Ewing, are you serious? Go back to the tapes. Go watch the tapes. You got to go Pat Ewing on that one. Come on, Patrick Ewing. What are we talking about?
Dream?
Definitely not. He ain't no dream. Let me tell you. The only reason he won 2 titles is because MJ retired. All right. I said what I said. He just at home now. Yo, I want to see what Elijah sees about this. If she says you win, I concede, no doubt. And I'll give you your praise. But hands down is a little wild, low-key. I think he's a little sore that I beat him in tennis last time we played. I'm going to remember my glasses next time. I'll really beat him. All right? I said what I said. And Chris, you don't like my picks? Let's take her to the hardwood, bro. Little pickup basketball. See what happens. I haven't played forever though. I'll probably suck.
Okay, so also for my argument, two of the best centers of all time on my list, Hakeem and Kareem, one of the best small forwards of all time as well, and Larry Bird. Isaiah Thomas, he could play defense on Magic.
Get out of here, bro. Get
also
out of here.
One of the best coaches of all time, in Phil Jackson. He not only coached Kobe, Shaq, MJ, Scotty, and others. So one of the greatest coaches of all time on my team.
I don't see Kobe on that list though.
Clyde, the second best shooting guard in the 90s. And bench players, one of the most underrated players of all time is Scottie Pippen to help lock down Dr. J. So off the bench. Also, he's better than Gary Payton and Dennis Rodman.
Who?
Scottie Pippen.
Sure, yeah. But like Larry Bird versus Dennis Rodman, I don't mean to be like I feel like Dennis Rodman could lock those guys down. Like all I need is rebounds and defense from that guy. And realistically, he's playing power forward and small. I mean, I get that Julius Erving is like he's a smaller small forward. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I think he holds his own. I mean, I don't know about that.
Also, one of the best shooters of all time. I believe he's top 5 in three-pointers made. Reggie Miller, because it's not a team without a three-point shooter on my team, so I had to get Reggie, of course.
He was top 5 in a generation that did not appreciate three-point shooters, yet that is a great pick. I'll give you that.
So, yeah. So, last words before we head up.
Let's talk about LSU, South Carolina real quick. I watched the game and then I watched the TikToks after it and I loved it. I loved all of it. Little shout out to Angel Reese. She's hugely matured and understands the game more than anybody. After that scuffle happened, she walked to the exact opposite end of the bench to avoid it and did not get thrown out like a genius. So good congrats to her because those refs are throwing anybody out, anybody that touched the floor out. You know what I mean? And it's going to be tough for both those teams, South Carolina and LSU, come tournament time because they don't get to have their bench on the side now because they're all suspended or whatever.
Yeah. Plus, I think one of the LSU players' brothers jumped the.
Yeah, well, Flau'jae Jones, the one who just got knocked down. Yeah. You don't like Angel, Mr. Wilson? Mr. Wilson, she's so much better than the media is out to kill her. All right, I don't mean to be like that, but the media really. I mean, she was
ever since the Caitlin Clark incident. They're trying to kill her.
She was immature. She was immature from the Caitlin Clark incident. But to be fair, if you listen to her, or if you see other interviews or other things she's about, she's more than the tough persona that she builds up. You know what I mean? She's a great role model to kids. She's met multiple girls before pre-games who had like disabilities and stuff. I mean, she's a great role model. I mean, other than the toughness, I mean, it's tough with her, especially because like. She really just did come on the scene last year. I know she played a year at Maryland, but she was nothing like she was at LSU. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I mean, that rivalry is crazy.
I think she puts up a good it's all, it's
oh,
all
yeah. You think so? It's crazy. I mean, did you see the hair pull on Cordoso, Phil? Do you see that hair pull?
I saw like bits and pieces, yeah.
Okay. It was chippy. It was a whole chippy game. And personally, I think, no offense, but the refs have to set the tone with that. Okay? You can't. That's an electric game. These are rivals. You know what I mean? You can't. Partially, it's on the officials for letting that get out of control. You know what I mean? But I mean, it is what it is. It's a tough game. I can't wait to see them. Last year they met in the tournament and one beat the other, go to the Final Four. It was crazy, or to the championship. So it was crazy. I mean, there's a lot this year, and I think this game really propelled the tournament, especially for the women. You know what I mean? And I'm excited for it because there's a lot of storylines. Paige Beckers is playing Juju from
Juju
USC.
Watkins.
Yeah, Juju Watkins. There's a lot of great players in this. I think Caitlin Clark herself. You know what I mean? There's a lot of great players to watch. So I'm excited for the tourney.
Yeah, for me, same thing with John reiterated. March is here. There's plenty of the girls on my first. I mean,
they are low key. They are.
Women's college basketball has low key been, up there in viewership higher than the guys this year. Not gonna lie to you.
And I think partially it's team building, Mr. Wilson. Like, I'm be honest with you. Like, I think like men's, like if you're good enough to go to the league, you go to the league right away. You know what I mean? For girls, they make more money on NIL than they really would in their league. You know what I mean? To start off or whatever. It's like close, almost to the same money. So why not stay in college and get an education? You know what I mean? It just makes more sense.
Right.
And the chemistry is just so much there. So I agree with the physicalness though.
Gotcha. So, for me, hey, March is here. We have plenty of content to make as well. March Madness, NBA playoffs are right around the corner. Plus, if you're a fan of NBA basketball and likes to watch it, and if you want to watch the game with us, we're also on playback.tv. If you ever want to watch the games with us, playoffs and non-playoffs, you need an NBA League Pass subscription though. But in other words, you might not need it if we stream some of the popular games that are on TV. We have a hack to do it. So hey, if you want to chill and watch the games with us and watch me and John argue back and forth about our bets, playback.tv/Ball Central. So I'm excited. And plus, we're gonna have a video coming out with our men's and women's bracket for March Madness. I think we'll figure out how to do it. Like maybe but since there's a lot of teams, we can't go matchup by matchup. We'll probably do like division winners and then final Elite Eight, Final Four, then winner, etc. So we'll probably find a faster way to do this. But hey, check out all our socials. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. Our socials has been growing lately. Our IG and TikTok has been going up in numbers. So shout out to anyone showing love. We appreciate it. And John will be on the gaming channel soon.
Facts soon. But I agree. The Knicks are fun to watch live.
Are they?
We can only watch the popular games because MSG has, a stranglehold under who streams what. It's kind of crazy, Mr. Wilson. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, it's pretty good. So we don't have to watch the two-way and G League Knicks play every night until the actual guys come back. So
hey, I like the G League Knicks. Why you gotta be like that?
Oh, Dante DiVincenzo, and that's it.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Boyan. I like Boyan. So appreciate it, Mr. Wilson. Thank you for tuning in, and Chris, thank you for tuning in as well. So
yeah, thank you.
Like what I said, check out on our socials. Our socials are growing. John will be on the gaming channel, whether it's on Fortnite or we still need to do a rebuild together.
I know.
I'm calling you out live.
I know. Sorry about it.
I want you to be the first guest on the 2K rebuild with me.
Got you.
So,
We'll do that soon.
Yes.
We'll do it this week.
I'm holding Mr. Wilson, both Wilsons.
Wow.
Hold this man John accountable.
I will. I mean, we do. They do.
We need to do a next rebuild together. Also, if you're new to the gaming channel, I just released a mellow Knicks rebuild. So hey, Knicks fans. So, with that being said, anything else, John? Are we good?
No, I think we're good. Let's end.
Okay.
So it's a good podcast.
With that being said, from myself and John, make sure you check out our audio pod on all the audio platforms. If you watch or listen to podcasts on your way from work or wherever you want to listen to audio podcasts, we're on there. If you want to see us visually, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook live every Monday around 8:30. Time varies depending on schedules and shit. So stay tuned to our socials for any updates. And with that being said, we're gonna do a quick outro from. Let's go, John. Pick a number 1 through 6.
2.
2.
That's some deuces.
Gotcha. We're gonna hear a song from our boy E, and we are out. Deuces.
He's a producer.
Hey. Look, they say good days are coming soon. I'm just tired of waiting. And tears falling in my prayers. I've been crying for patience. I'm scarred. I gotta live the rest of my life with abrasions. You can't convince me that time isn't wasting. I feel like Hamilton the way I've been writing these pages. So you can call me, but you best be on time with the payments. So you can turn this off if you don't like what I'm saying. Or if these lines are too basic. Just know my life getting crazy. Times is getting harder, that could really spark an artist. And I ain't giving up for nothing, I just try my hardest. I say a prayer for the ones departed. A cold world, I just want to show how pure my heart is. But I see the comments, stories going around about the kid, but I'm so timeless, bad energy can't get to me. I'm the reason why we like this, allegedly. But once I see the best from you, that's when you get the best from me. I'm here for your elevation. Success ain't a destination. Ain't looking for reparations. Ain't looking for no type of savings. Stack up the rest of my savings. Can't get no rest in the basement. Can't even lie to you, baby. Time that we spent was amazing. And I ain't trying to replace you for you. My mind is still racing. I lost a step, but I'm coming back. I used to put my heart all on display, but I'm done with that. Tired of these bonds that pop easier than bubble wrap. In my notes, like a group of sick, you see a bunch of rap. In the studio, I box the beat is just a punching bag. And for the guys, let them know I love them back. For all of y'all endeavors, I'm wishing you good luck on that. Shout out Q for the beat. This one a groove for the streets. You
say you down with me, baby. You gotta prove it to me.